"You're not a part of the holiday tale," my mom said lightly. "Then don't count on my $8,000. I replied. "You're not part of Christmas," my mom said with a playful tone, "so don't expect my $8,000. I fired back while putting their mortgage on hold. Here I am, stretched out on my lumpy futon, as the mid-November wind dances and rattles the single-pane windows of my cozy little studio apartment. As my phone vibrates on the chaotic end table, I cast a quick look at the screen. "Mom." My thumb hovers over decline, but habit kicks in and I answer, "Hey Elliot," she says, her voice light, almost cheerful, as if she's about to share a delightful recipe. "This year, we're opting for a more intimate Christmas celebration. It's best if you don't join us. It will help maintain a peaceful atmosphere for Derek." The words struck me with the force of a sudden blow, robbing me of breath and leaving me momentarily stunned. I rise, the futon groaning beneath me, and gaze at the worn coffee mug resting on my table, steam swirling from the instant coffee I've just brewed. "What is it that you seek?" I navigate through, my voice a raspy whisper just above silence. "Oh, you understand?" She carries on, lighthearted as always, while Derek has been weighed down by stress lately. A peaceful getaway is just what he needs, and truly, this is the best path forward. Improved. My chest tightens, a hot ember of rage igniting deep within. Derek, my older brother, the golden son who can do no wrong in their eyes. The one they've coddled through every misstep while I've been the steady one, the fixer. I clutch the mug tightly, the warmth seeping into my skin, and whisper, "Are you really serious? Are you really leaving me out of Christmas?" Her laughter dances in the air, a gentle, dismissive melody that strikes a discordant note within me. Now, Elliot, let's not make a mountain out of a molehill. It's merely one day." Derek has faced many challenges, and you can see how he reacts when the ember flares up. I placed the mug down with a thud, coffee spilling onto the worn wood, and leaned in closer, resting my elbows on my knees. Amidst the trials, I resonate, my voice growing clearer. "What of my tale?" She lets out a sigh, that well-known sound of exasperation she employs to sidestep anything genuine. "Let's not turn this into something more, all right? We shall meet again soon." The line goes silent, and I find myself gazing at the phone, the wind shrieking outside, while that fury ignites more fiercely than the feeble bulb flickering above me. The phone remains in my grasp, its screen dimmed, yet my mother's words echo in my mind like a relentless refrain. I fling it onto the futon and rise, moving back and forth in the tight confines between my kitchenette and the window. The wind howls outside, shaking the panes, yet it pales in comparison to the tempest swirling within me. I pause at the sink, my fingers clutching the edge as I gaze at the worn, chipped Formica. "It's for the best," she had remarked. "For Derek, forever and always, it shall be Derek." My knuckles turn pale, and I whisper, "Unbelievable," to the silent room. The space heater hums softly in the corner, its gentle warmth a mere whisper against the cold knot that tightens in my gut. I seize my laptop from the chaotic shelf, almost toppling a precarious pile of unopened bills, and sink back onto the futon. The screen illuminates as I access the mortgage account, their mortgage account, with my name linked to it, my login, my payments. As I delve into the past, I uncover a tale of $666 sent each month, a total of $8,000 amassed this year alone. For 2 long years, ever since Derek's craft beer empire met its fiery demise, their savings $25,000 vanished in a whirlwind of hops and poor choices. I found myself stepping in, determined to save them from losing their home. In the realm of my call center job, I find myself navigating through endless hours filled with the static of headsets and the frustrations of irate customers. This toil funds my life, yet my own car sits there, its heater broken, a repair I simply cannot afford. I call Mom again, my heart racing in my ears. She answers on the 3rd ring. "Elliot, I mentioned we'd chat later." She begins to speak, but I interrupt her. $8,000, Mom, this year. For 2 years, I've been paying the mortgage, and now you're sending me away from Christmas for Derek. My voice trembles, rough and uneven. In the stillness, a breath is drawn, followed by that familiar sigh, deep and rehearsed. "You had a desire to lend a hand, Elliot. Let it be just that, nothing more." I chuckle, a sound both cutting and tinged with sorrow, echoing against the crumbling walls. What is it that you seek? I've been rescuing you ever since Derek brought your world crashing down. I forgo oil changes so that you have a roof over your head. She stands resolute. Derek is feeling quite delicate at the moment. The collapse of that bar struck him deeply. He relies on us, on me and your dad, to help him stay grounded. You possess a strength, Elliot. You have always been. The words descend with a weighty thud, stark and unyielding. They say it's tougher when I take on doubles to clean up their chaos, while Derek wallows in his latest failure. Delicate, I break, rising once more, boots pounding against the fragile carpet beneath me. I'm putting in a tremendous effort here. I've covered your warmth, your illumination, all of it, while he remains there, lamenting. Elliot, she asserts with greater conviction now. This is not a tale of wealth. It revolves around the bonds of family. Derek finds himself in a dark chapter of his life. Our attention must be directed toward him. My jaw tightens with such intensity that I can feel the pressure radiating into my temples. Concentrate on him. I say it again, slowly, allowing the words to settle deep within. Am I not considered family? After 2 years and a grand total of 16, it feels as though I'm not even deserving of a place at the table. With a moment of uncertainty, she finally speaks, asserting, "You're distorting this. Once upon a time, there was a holiday. Fear not, for all shall be well." The dismissal cuts deeper than the exclusion, as if I'm just a utility bill they can overlook when it suits them. I walk back and forth, the laptop screen shining brightly. The payment history a vivid reminder of my foolishness. Guess what, Mom? I've been well. I've been navigating the nights, savoring ramen, and braving the chill of a freezing car. All for you. And Derek, what has he been up to recently, other than exhausting your resources? She lets out a frustrated breath, a wave of annoyance washing over her. He's making an effort, Elliot. He has a vision in mind. It's a tale beyond your grasp. Visions for the future, much like the tavern. Imagine a DJ gig that's stretched on for an entire week. As with every ill-conceived plan he's sold, I've been the one to keep them from sinking. The air is thick with an enchanting hush, and I find myself pausing at the window, captivated by the delicate dance of the first snowflakes as they gently kiss the streetlights. Your home is now mine, as I have settled the payment. I speak, my voice low, cutting through the air like a finely honed edge. 8 grand this year. So, you're saying I'm out because Derek was feeling stressed. She hesitates, her voice barely a whisper, then softly suggests, "Let's not delve into this at the moment. Your gratitude is truly valued." Yet this time, the essence of Christmas revolves around him. I let out a derisive sound, sharp and cutting in my throat. Value it, don't you think? I jab the end call button, the phone skidding across the cushion. The snow descends with increasing fervor, enveloping the world beyond in a soft, white embrace. Yet, within, that ember blazes into a roaring inferno. They've chosen, prioritizing Derek's comfort above my sacrifice. I fix my gaze on the laptop, the mortgage portal lingering on the screen, and sense a change in the air. If I'm not considered family enough for Christmas, then they can certainly find a way to fund their cherished holiday spirit without my presence. The snow falls heavily now, blanketing the street outside my window in a thick layer of white, yet I hardly pay it any mind. As I lean in closer to my laptop, the mortgage portal stares back at me, its bright screen feeling like a judgment laid bare. My finger hovers over the mouse, the cursor blinking as I contemplate the decision to pause automatic payments. Mom's voice reverberates within my mind. It revolves around the bonds we share. Derek truly needs our support, and my stomach twists in a tumultuous dance. Once upon a time, there was a bond that transcended time and space, a connection woven through laughter, tears, and shared memories. This was the essence of family. I've been their anchor, not their child, and they've cast me aside like a discarded ember. With a decisive click, I pressed the button and a pop-up appeared, confirming the change. Starting December 1st, just 3 weeks before the joyous celebration of Christmas, the screen transitions to a halt in payment, and a chill of satisfaction envelops me, more substantial than the layer of snowflakes blanketing the world outside. I recline, the futon creaking beneath me, and rub my hand across my face. The apartment holds a stillness, broken only by the gentle hum of the space heater and the soft whistle of the wind as it slips through the window frame. As I reflect on the past 2 years, I can vividly picture Derek striding into Mom and Dad's kitchen, full of bravado, boasting about the grand opening of his bar, complete with its glossy logos and pricey IPA letters. They had patted him on the back, Mom shining with pride as if he had performed a miracle, Dad nodding in agreement while I remained quiet, discreetly sending another payment from my phone beneath the table. And then came the crash, wiping out $25,000 of their retirement savings in just 6 months. The bar closed its doors, while Derek lamented the shifting tides of market trends. I took the plunge, without hesitation or grumbling, for the house was their last refuge. My overtime checks illuminated our home and secured our shelter, while he tended to his pride with remnants of craft beer. Restlessly, I rise and reach for a can of soda from the fridge, the cold aluminum sending a sharp chill through my fingers, into my palm. With a swift motion, I crack it open, savoring a sip as I wander over to the window. The streetlights shimmer and dance through the falling snow, and I envision their home nestled within the winter's embrace. Warm, chaotic, the one I've invested in to remain upright. Mom is likely weaving her yarn by the warm glow of the fireplace, while Dad peruses the newspaper, and Derek is lounging comfortably nearby, seated on the couch, engrossed in his phone. They remain blissfully unaware of the storm that approaches. I've been the unseen bond, and they've severed me because Derek's under pressure. What could possibly be causing such stress? Facing another setback? I've been feeling the weight of the world, working late into the night, evading the looming shadows of repossession on my own vehicle. Yet to them, it all seems insignificant. The soda dances on my tongue, a sharp and bitter symphony, echoing the taste lingering in my mouth. I placed it aside and sank back onto the futon, drawing the laptop nearer. As I delve into the account details, I uncover each payment, meticulously time-stamped, my name etched beside every single one. I've reached out to the bank on their behalf, negotiated those pesky late fees, and arranged the auto pay since Dad struggled with the app, while Mom simply remarked, "You're so good with this, Elliot." Skilled in the art of it, I've been quite adept at draining my account while Derek's schemes bask in the limelight. The bar was merely the latest venture. Prior to that, there was the DJ stint, the vape shop idea, each a misstep they brushed off, attributing it all to his nature as a dreamer. I journey back to last December, $666 sent the day after Christmas. A gift from me as they reveled in Derek's tales of his hangover from the networking party. I wore a smile, kept my silence, and toiled away on New Year's Eve to mask it all. Now, they're crafting a serene Christmas without my presence, as if I'm the source of all disorder. My jaw tightens as I murmur, "Steady, the snow's accumulating out there. A tempest gathering that will soon engulf the city." Picture their home shrouded in shadows, warmth slipping away, and the ominous pile of bank notices growing taller. They've relied on me for so long that they've lost sight of the fact that I could release my hold. I shut the laptop with a decisive snap. The sound pierced through the stillness. My breath clouds in the muted glow, not from chill, but from the warmth of this instant. I've invested every ounce of myself into them, my resources, my time, my very sense of balance, and in return, they've offered nothing but indifference and a barrier between us. Let us explore the tranquility that unfolds in the absence of my $8,000. I speak with clarity, my voice unwavering, slicing through the stillness around me. A notification from my phone announces the arrival of the confirmation email. Payment has been paused, effective December 1st, just 3 weeks before Christmas. 3 weeks until they feel the burden of their decision. I recline, my gaze fixed on the water stain above, allowing that sense of satisfaction to settle in even further. They've chosen Derek's delicate pride over my worth one too many times. This time, I am choosing myself. The storm outside rumbles with increasing ferocity, and a sly smile creeps across my face, for I am aware that their tale is only just unfolding. As December arrives, it thunders in like a freight train, with snow piling high against my apartment building. while the streets outside become a chaotic blend of slush and ice. In the dim light of the call center, I find myself bent over a headset, navigating the sea of voices that echo with frustration over delayed packages. As the clock quietly slips past midnight, a gentle vibration stirs within my pocket. Mother, once more. I cast aside distractions, honing in on the furious voice that fills my ear. Yet, as the call concludes, I take a moment to review the message. Elliot, the mortgage fell through. The bank declares that time has slipped away. Make it right. A sly grin dances on my lips, subtle yet genuine. As I push the phone aside and reach for the next call, make it right. It feels as though I'm their tech support, rather than the one they decided to exclude from the holiday festivities. The following day, I find myself amidst the hustle of the warehouse, surrounded by boxes waiting to be moved, putting in extra hours to manage my own rent now that their place isn't draining my finances. My hands feel like they've lost their warmth, the chill creeping in through my gloves. As my phone chimes once more, it's father this time. A message left in the ether. Elliot, it seems the late fees are starting to accumulate. Settle it now. What troubles you? His tone cuts through the air, as if I've carelessly dripped coffee onto his precious manuscript. They haven't ended their carefree journey. I will remove it, arranging a collection of goods into a sturdy crate. The metal clinked, echoing the strength of my determination. The payment has lingered for a week, and now they're in a frenzy, trying to make sense of it all. Excellent. As the week reaches its midpoint, I find myself warming up in my apartment, cradling a cup of lukewarm tea, when a notification catches my attention. Derek shared a tale on social media. There are those who, lost in their own desires, seem to forget the bonds of family. He crafts his words, marking me with grand, striking letters. I navigate through, my jaw clenched, as I watch the comments pour in. His friend is labeling me a slacker, a creature that clings and feeds. Once upon a time, there was a moment when I expressed, I hope you feel a sense of pride, shattering the joy of Christmas. A tumultuous churn stirs within me, a blend of heat and acidity. Yet, I remain silent. He has unveiled it for all to see, portraying me as the antagonist while he assumes the role of the victim. I peruse his profile, images of him enjoying the atmosphere at a bar last night, smiling wide with a pint in hand, free as a bird. In the midst of it all, I find myself present. My boots remain damp from the loading dock. I cast the phone aside onto the futon and begin to pace, lost in thought. The floor groans beneath my weight, a soft protest in the stillness. The space heater hums its warm tune, yet the chill lingers, wrapping around me like an unwelcome guest. Not from the skies above, but rather from the cunning strike of Derek. He remains blissfully unaware of my presence in the shadows. Perhaps he knows and simply chooses to ignore it. Next, we shall hear from Mom. Elliot, what has caused the payment to cease? Reach out to the bank. I turn a blind eye to it. Seizing a weathered bagel from the counter, I tore into it with eager anticipation. Allow them to discover the answers on their own. The snow falls endlessly beyond the window, concealing vehicles and snowbanks, and I envision their mailbox overflowing with bank notices, their snug illusion beginning to fracture. On a Friday night, in the heart of the neighborhood, I find myself at the corner store, gathering some milk and bread. When Father reaches out once more, I allowed it to slip into the realm of voicemail. As she hands over the cash, a lively conversation about the storm unfolds between her and the cashier. Returning to the familiar embrace of home, I engage with it. Elliot, this is serious. $1,200 in fees already. Switch it back on. His voice trembles, fury laced with an undercurrent of something deeper. Fear grips the heart. Perhaps. I set the groceries down on the counter and lean against it, taking a moment to gather my thoughts, gazing intently at the blank expanse before me. $200. Just a small amount when you consider the $8,000 I've spent this year. Yet it's sufficient to shake them up. I whisper, can you sense it now? To the vacant chamber. A shadowy tone lingers in my voice. On a Saturday morning, as I clear the snow from my walkway, each flake tells a story of winter's embrace. Clouds of breath mingling with the icy air. As my phone vibrates once more. Mother, Sending messages. Elliot, we find ourselves 15 days behind schedule. What unfolds before us? 15 days. It's likely that the bank has dispatched a warning letter by this point. Crimson ink and emphatic warnings. I continue to sweep. The shovel scraped loudly, breaking the stillness of the quiet around it. Derek's post has garnered 50 likes, a lively ensemble of clowns rallying around him. Yet, my indifference remains steadfast. Allow him to weave his narrative. Little do they realize, I've been the silent force keeping the house intact while he pursues his elusive dreams. As Sunday approaches, the calls begin to accumulate. 3 from Dad, 2 from Mom. In the midst of a culinary adventure, I find myself at the stove, carefully frying an egg, the crackle overshadowing the hum. As I delve into the most recent updates, the message left by Dad, the sound of barking echoed through the air. Offer it forth. Elliot, this is no mere game. With a flick of my wrist, I turn the egg, the yolk shattering, and a sly grin spreads across my face. This is not merely a game. They united in their choice when they chose Derek's brooding over my perspiration. The tempest is gradually subsiding beyond the window. Yet, the chaos is only beginning to unfold. As I take my seat, my plate rests before me. The comforting embrace of the food stands in sharp contrast to the icy grip I've unleashed miles away. They remain blissfully unaware of the depths that lie beneath. For how long I have borne their weight. Yet, a revelation awaits them. $8,000 doesn't simply disappear without a cost. I savor each bite, the phone quiet for the moment, as I anticipate the next revelation to unfold. On Christmas Eve, the city is struck by a fierce ice storm, the kind that transforms power lines into shimmering glass and streets into vibrant skating rinks. In the cozy confines of my apartment, I find myself engaged in the art of flipping a burger on the stovetop. The crackle of the fire dances in the stillness as icy droplets drum against the glass. My phone's a battlefield. 15 calls that went unanswered. Half from Mom, half from Dad. A flurry of messages illuminating the display. I cast my eyes upon the latest tale. Mother, voice trembling in a message. Elliot, the bank looms with the ominous shadow of foreclosure. It has been 30 days since the expected time. Kindly take action. 30 days, a month devoid of my funds, and their house is on the brink of collapse. With a gentle motion, I place the burger onto the plate. A vibrant pool of crimson, ketchup gathers in a delightful splash, and sense a deep, unwavering tranquility. They are experiencing it now. As I savor my meal, a new message arrives, interrupting my moment. Mother, once more. Derek made off with our hard-earned savings. $2,000. All that remained for us. He mentioned that it's available for rent at his girlfriend's place. We find ourselves in a challenging situation. Elliot, I pause, burger hovering just shy of my lips, and release a low, jagged chuckle. Too magnificent. Funds would be gathered to assist in recovering from his bar mishap. Vanished in an instant. All because Derek's indulging in his little game of make-believe. He's not merely a leech, he's a cunning thief. I set the plate down, wiping grease on my jeans, and conjure an image of him in my mind. With a sly grin, he flings bills into the air as if they belong to him. As they implore me to mend his chaos once more, my tranquility transforms into a chilling edge. More challenging, the phone vibrates incessantly. Father, at this moment, once upon a time, there was a character named Elliot. Where might you be wandering? The bank is reaching out every single day. I turn a blind eye to it. Reaching into the cool depths of the fridge, I pull out a frosty beer. The chill of the glass pressed against my palm, smooth and cool. I break it open. The sharp hiss sliced through the tumultuous roar of the storm, and draw in a deep breath. Once upon a time, a home stood proud, but shadows loomed as the specter of foreclosure approached. It's more than just late fees now. It is indeed true. I've watched the notices accumulate in the theater of my imagination. Serious correspondence, deadlines in bold. In a snug nook of existence, their world began to unravel, thread by thread. They believed I would give in, that I would continue to rescue them. Not this time. The beer carries a sharp bitterness, aligning with the flavor of their treachery. As the clock strikes 8 p.m., the doorbell pulls me from my reverie. a relentless hum amidst the tempest's fury. I gazed through the tiny lens, curiosity piqued. Father, curled beneath his parka, hood encrusted with ice, cheeks aglow with a vibrant hue. I gently opened the door, just a sliver, letting a whisper of curiosity escape into the world beyond. Gentle breezes flowing forth, and rest against the frame. A cold brew nestled in my grasp. Elliot. In an instant, he snaps, breath billowing in puffs. Alas, the mortgage has slipped into a month of delay. The bank stands poised to claim the house, reignited at this very moment. His gaze dances with untamed energy, rage and trepidation intertwined. Yet, I stand resolute. You cast me aside during the holiday season. I speak with a calm and unwavering tone. Derek was in need of tranquility. I assumed you had no further need for my assistance. He blinks, a moment of surprise flickering across his face, snow cascading gently from his sleeves, and his mouth contorts. Once upon a time, there was a day like no other. Derek faced a formidable challenge. Your mother is quite distraught about this. I take a step into the unknown, interrupting him. The chill nipped at my cheeks, yet it could not pierce my determination. Once upon a time, this year, I have parted with $8,000, $16,000 over two. As Derek battles his challenges, it exacts a heavy toll on everything you hold dear. You chose him. Alas, you find yourself without funds. He thrashes about, his voice soaring above the howling wind. He seized the savings, Elliot. We find ourselves with empty hands. Foreclosures are looming next week if this isn't addressed. As I take a sip of the beer, the cool liquid dances on my tongue. A moment of pause in the unfolding tale of the evening. Measured and intentional, encountering his intense gaze. That doesn't concern me. In your possession lies a device that connects you to the world. Reach out to the bank, offer a treasure, unravel the mystery. His jaw drops in astonishment. Then, the clamps sealed tight. The sound of teeth grinding echoed in the silence. Your heart seems to be made of stone. He hurls a glob of saliva, fists clenched tightly. It feels like everything is slipping away from us. I shrug, the motion subtle yet definitive. First, you lost me. Wishing you a joyful Christmas, Dad. I closed the door behind me. The lock clicked sharply. As the tempest roars around him, his cries dissolve into the chaos, and the engine of his truck awakens with a growl. The sound of tires crunching on ice echoed through the stillness. Return to the interior. I sink onto the futon. A burger sits cold upon the counter. And behold, I check my phone. Mother's most recent creation. Elliot, it's a torment beyond measure. We seek your assistance. Then came Derek, a tale oozing with malice. Your worth is less than nothing, shattering our bond. A sly grin spreads across my face, placing the beer gently on the surface, and silence the notifications. The apartment exudes warmth. The heaters hum a soft, triumphant melody. As I stepped into the open air, the ice envelops all in a shimmering, crystalline embrace. In that house, they gather closely together, perhaps nestled beneath the cozy embrace of blankets. With a torrent of curses directed at me, the bank's axe hangs ominously overhead. The tale of Derek's misdeed, their decision. Everything is falling apart, and here I am, sitting alone with my meal, unburdened by their load. I complete the burger. The flavor bites with a tang of ketchup and a hint of rebellion, and let the tempest unleash its fury. Tomorrow brings the magic of Christmas. Amidst the gentle embrace of the season, they found tranquility in their holiday, and I've bestowed upon them the treasure they rightfully earned. A moment of truth. As Christmas morning dawns, the ice storm begins to recede, departing the city, fragile and hushed. Yet, my phone remains a battleground. By noon, there were 20 missed calls, words accumulating, forming mounds like freshly fallen snow. As I cradle my warm cup, the rich aroma of coffee envelops me, bold and powerful, when my friend Sam rings me up from the diner. Once upon a time, there was a character named Elliot. Your family is falling apart. He recounts, voice rich with delight. I received word from my sister. They are in a state of panic. A shadow of foreclosure approaches. Derek has vanished with that cash. A smile spreads across my face, the mug radiating warmth in my grasp. Snatched to grand and vanished into the night. What's that? That seems to fit the bill. Sam chuckles heartily. Indeed, your mother is reaching out to every cousin in search of financial help. Behold, a grand circus unfolds before our eyes. I rest my weight against the counter. The warmth of the apartment envelops me, a protective embrace against the chill outside. Beyond the threshold, the streets shimmer, adorned with the remnants of melting ice. Yet, the realm they inhabit remains encased in an unyielding frost. As the day unfolds, I find myself wandering through the realms of social media. Derek's post has taken an unexpected turn. A handful of relatives join the conversation. Hold on. Did Elliot take care of the mortgage? Where has Derek gone with the savings? His victim performs, unraveling before our eyes, and I let it unfold without a single effort to intervene. Mom's next voicemail arrives with a gentle touch. Uncertain. Elliot, our hearts long for your presence. The dwelling, it leaves much to be desired. May we engage in conversation? I will remove it. Gently blending sugar into a second cup, the spoon danced lightly against the ceramic, creating a gentle symphony of sound. Do they long for my presence now? As the new year approaches, Sam arrives with a feast of burgers in tow. With a joyful leap, I settled onto my futon, a smile spreading across my face. Here's the latest update. Once upon a time, your father decided to part ways with his trusty old truck, all in an effort to outsmart the bank. Cousin Lisa claims it's been 45 days overdue. The date of reckoning for the foreclosure is set for January. I acknowledge with a nod, taking a hearty bite of the burger, rich golden grease pooling on the plate. And Derek, Sam lets out a snort, rushed to his beloved, abandoned them in their time of need. I savor each bite, envisioning father negotiating amidst the chill, mother anxiously twisting her hands. They find themselves in a flurry of activity, and I stand firm, unwavering. My rent is settled. My heater hums a gentle tune. It's not a sense of joy that fills me, merely a gentle, steadfast comfort. The calls begin to dwindle as mid-January approaches. Yet, a message from a relative. Tara, once upon a night, it lands. Once upon a time, there was a character named Elliot. They find themselves in quite the predicament. 2 months overdue. Mother weeps as she confides in Aunt Jen. Father is pleading with the neighbors for some money. I'm at my place of employment, headset removed, gazing at the screen, caught in the moments between calls. 60 days. The bank's serious this time. Repossessions are at an end. I recline into the moment. The chair let out a soft creak and whisper. They crafted that hollow space. This time, there's no one coming to their rescue. Neither me nor anyone else. Derek's act of thievery and their unwavering loyalty plunged it further into darkness, and I have completed the task of shoveling. On that fateful night, I'm lounging on the futon. A television droned on, showcasing yet another cop show. As she attempts once more, the voicemail greets her. Elliot, kindly. We find ourselves in a dire situation. Her voice quivers, yet I chose to erase it, changing the channels. In their desperation, they made the choice to shut me out, all for Derek's sake. The apartment exudes warmth. The aroma of my coffee is invigoratingly fresh, and their chaos seems like a distant echo, a distant whisper I can do without. I've held onto them for far too long. 2 years, 16 grand, my own life suspended in time. Now I am embracing my journey. The screen dances with light, echoes of sirens piercing the night, as I take a sip of my drink, allowing their chaos to dissolve into the background noise. They will either rise to the occasion or be overwhelmed. Yet, I no longer hold the role of the lifeguard. March tiptoes in. Outside my window, the snow gently yields to the warmth, transforming into muddy puddles that tell tales of the changing seasons. Yet, their chaos clings like the weight of decay. I'm preparing logs from my fire pit. The axe bit into the wood, producing a sharp, resonant crack, as my phone vibrates with a gentle buzz. Once more, it is Sam. Elliot, they have completed their task, he says with a hearty laugh. Financial institutions taking action after 3 months of missed payments. Derek's finding a place to rest in a hidden gem. Mother finds herself in a modest motel. Dad's peddling treasures at flea markets. I arrange the fragmented parts with care, gently brushing away the beads of perspiration that gathered on my forehead. Shapes and forms, I declare my voice with clarity. They chose their hill. The air is crisp. Spring is gently approaching, and I feel as if a weight has been lifted from my shoulders, bringing a sense of buoyancy I haven't experienced in years. In due time, as I cradle my cup of tea on the futon, the sudden chime of the doorbell breaks the tranquil moment. I glance outside. Mother, garment worn to the threads, eyes like empty vessels. Water trickled from her boots, a reminder of the melting snow around her. I gently open the door, just a sliver, letting curiosity peek through. Resting against the frame, warmth flowed around me. Once upon a time, there was a character named Elliot. Her voice trembles as she speaks. Next week, the house will slip through our fingers. Derek has departed following the celebration of the new year. We misjudged the situation. I watch the steam from the tea dance and curl into the air, and behold her gaze. Incorrect. 2 years, 16 grand. Mother, 8,000 this year alone. Only when I ceased to contribute did you finally notice my presence. She draws nearer, fingers intertwining, a dance of connection. We were unaware of the extent of your efforts. Derek, we believed he would eventually see things our way. Is there a way to mend this? I gently shake my head, a subtle gesture that speaks volumes, measured and resolute. You made it right when you decided on him instead of me. At this moment, a comforting warmth envelops me. Unravel the mystery yourself. Her face twists in anguish. Yet, I closed the door. The lock clicked softly, a final sound echoing in the stillness. Her footsteps drift away into the distance, engulfed by the slushy street, and I recline comfortably. Steam rising, the warmth of the brew kisses my lips. There is no guilt. Silence reigns. Sam's latest update unfolds over beers at the diner. Golden fries resting in the space between us. They've met their end. He smiles with a twinkle in his eye. A dwelling, vanished. Mother pleading with Aunt Sue. Dad's got a toolbox and a lawnmower at the ready. Derek's lamenting in the digital realm. No one is convinced. I grin with a hint of mischief. With a gentle clink, I brought my bottle to meet his. They crafted that ruin. I simply let it go. He chuckles heartily. He lifted his glass. To liberation, my friend. The delicate sound of glass chimes fills the air, and I nod, a silent agreement echoing in the air. The burden of their turmoil lifted away, replaced by something substantial within me. Upright and proud, April awakens, sunlight slicing through the filth on my windows. Gathered around the warmth of the fire pit, I find myself immersed in the flickering glow. Fires dance upon the wood. Smoke ascended, painting a delicate contrast against the pristine expanse of the sky. They exist beyond the horizon, dispersed, quaking in the aftermath. Yet, I stand before you, unencumbered. 2 years of my life, my treasure, my perspiration, and they exchanged it for Derek's illusions. Now I possess my own warmth, my personal tranquility. The flames dance and pop, filling the air with warmth and a hint of mystery, and I allowed their tale to fade into the flames. Whispers of ash dance through the breeze. Thank you for being a part of this tale. If it awakens something within you, fury, victory, or something that lies in the middle, share your thoughts in the comments below. Your unwavering support, even a fleeting moment of acknowledgement, it drives me to weave these narratives day after day. Until we meet again.